Today, we are talking about the 4 obstacles that undermine you getting in shape. And this is part of a larger training, a free training that I'm offering. And at the end of this, I'll give you the link for you to sign up in case you like what you're hearing and you want to dig in a little bit deeper. All right. So let's begin. So I often have people email me and they come to me and they are frustrated by their lots of things around their wellness, but one of them that comes up again and again is their feeling of inability to move consistently. And first of all, I just want to say, especially now, we are being taxed beyond our ability to handle. And if you are not one of those people that's like, yeah, let's get out there and exercise during a pandemic, first of all, I just want to normalize that and say that's okay. It's just really okay. We're going through a lot right now, and I think the more gentle that we can be on ourselves and each other, the better. Now, that being said, I understand when you're frustrated and you want to move more and you just feel like you can't get there. You feel like you can't get motivated to do so. So the first thing I want to talk about is the phrase get in shape. It is one of my least favorite phrases in the fitness arena, in the health and wellness arena. I think it is something that we just say and we don't think about the meaning of the words when you put them together. And I like to unpack words because words are really powerful. And I think it's really interesting to look at what we say and think about why we're saying it. So with regard to the phrase get in shape, the two things that come forward to me about this phrase is the first thing is that there's an arrival point, right? That you are here and you want to get there. And that once you're there, you imagine in your brain what that might look like, what that might feel like, what it might be to get there. A couple things. Wellness and movement, there's no arrival point. It's a lifelong deal. And the sooner that you can kind of get that into your body and your understanding that you don't get there and stop, or maybe you do, and maybe that's the problem, right? But saying the words get in shape together, that means that you are going to go somewhere and that you're going to stop once you get there. And the thing is that is not wellness. Wellness is we're trying to break up with the system that invites us to be on again and off again, both in movement and in eating. Okay? So here's the thing. If you can kind of get away from the idea that you're getting in shape, that you're getting somewhere, and just start to embrace the idea of how can I do this for life? What does it look like for me in my life right now in order for me to move more and just kind of step away from the idea of getting in shape? The second part of that phrase that bums me out a little bit is the word shape. Get in shape. And the reason why that bothers me is because it infers that there is an ideal shape to be. Right? That you are going to get somewhere and it's going to be an ideal shape. What the connotation is there is that thin is the ideal shape often. Yeah. And I think that the whole phrase get in shape is steeped in diet culture. And I think it's something to just unpack and think about what it means to you. Now, once you can kind of unpack it a little bit, that doesn't mean that you don't want to move more. You may want to move more. Absolutely, let's do that. Moving is fabulous. How can you do it and have it work for you and consider that it's a lifetime gig? All right? Okay, that's me unpacking the words get in shape. Now let's talk about the 4 obstacles that tend to undermine you getting in shape, or undermine you moving more, is how I would say that. So first of all, I want to say that there are many things that can get in the way of people moving more, particularly in the marginalized communities that I can't even begin to start to speak to, because I am white, cisgendered, and able-bodied, and I am in middle class. So my point is that this conversation, if given by someone or led by someone from the marginalized community, is going to be very different than if I put this conversation forward. And I just really want to speak that into this conversation, because it's really important that we all understand where we are in our unpacking our stuff. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the 4 biggest obstacles that I see when people come to me that tend to get in the way of people moving more. The first one, of course, I'm going to say it right out loud, is the diet and what I call the over-exercise industry. What the diet industry and the over-exercise industry tends to do is they tend to turn things into unreachable, unattainable, out there goals. But what the diet and exercise industry serves as an obstacle of is it tends to just create this mountain between you and movement. Because if it's not done perfectly, or if it's not done at certain times a week, it's not done, then it's just like, I can't even do it. I don't even know how to start. I don't even know where to begin. That's where they want you. They want you in that cycle so that you're continually buying and buying and buying. Do it this way, and do it this way, and you'll have results. And the fact of the matter is, when they say do it this way, it's often not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. Second obstacle, unrealistic goals. Again, I'm going to say that the diet and over-exercise industry is an umbrella over this topic. And the first thing that they do is they create unattainable goals and unrealistic goals. So we are bombarded with images from people, who are fitness models. Now, as someone who was in my former life married to someone who was a natural bodybuilder, let me tell you something about the pictures that you see about what fit looks like. They're in the gym every day, and they are cycling through dieting in massive amounts. And so when you see someone that has cut abs, or when you see someone that's super defined, there is dieting involved. There is dieting involved. And so for you to look at that image and be like, yeah, that's fit, I think that's really derivative of really what fitness is and what movement is. I think it doesn't do us any favors to hold that up as the bar of what we should be looking like. So it really puts forward these unattainable, unrealistic images. The third thing that serves as an obstacle is that it sets us up for life overhauls, which again speaks to sustainability. So they say, do all of this, like overhaul your whole life. Clean out your, refrigerator, clean out your pantry, get a bunch of new clothes, and let's overhaul your life. Who wants to do that? That's not accessible at all. That's not even reasonable to ask. That's not even reasonable to ask. Life overhauls are not sustainable. And so when you're coming at a program, you want to be like, hey, I want to be able to do this for life. I want to be able to figure out how to do this for life. Remember, because we said this is a lifetime gig. So when you approach wellness from an all or nothing place, it sets you up it doesn't set you up for success. And we want to be set up for success, right? It's what we do with our children. It's what we want to do with ourselves. Let's set ourselves up for success. And finally, the last obstacle that tends to get in the way of us getting in shape or moving more is inconsistency. Now, again, what ends up happening is you may go to the gym once a week, that feels sustainable for you, or you may do something once a week. But the truth of the matter is small actions, small steps done consistently are vastly more effective than hit or miss stuff. On again, off again, a little bit here, a little bit there. Working out, being so sore from working out that you don't go back to the gym for 4 days, right? Or 6 days, or, at all. So if you can kind of start to break up with what we've been taught is how we're supposed to do things, how we should look, how if you can start to break up with those kinds of messages and start to ask yourselves different questions about sustainability, about realistic goals, about how I want to feel. How do you want to feel? Being thin isn't a feeling. And trust me, being thin does not result in joy and happiness. As someone who's danced around with disordered eating, trust me, it does not result in joy and happiness. So the first question is how do you want to feel? And then build your program to support your desire to feel in a certain way. All right, now, as I mentioned, this is part of a larger topic. It's about a 45-minute training. If you guys want that, just click the link in my bio, or if you're on Facebook, in the comments, and you can sign up for it. It's a live training that we're doing tomorrow morning, and I would love to have you. It's not on social. It's a private conversation. So if you want to take part in that conversation, I'd love to have you. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to take this conversation a bit further and talk about things that you can, actionable steps that you can do. All right. Hey, thank you for coming to Tuesday Tips. We'll see you next week. See ya.